I'll just try to use 8 to 10 minutes to introduce what we're doing and why we're so. I think we're one of the most supportive, VCs in Asia to the whole Arweave ecosystem, and I'll tell you why we want to do that. Okay, so yeah, please. Yeah, a little bit about 7X Ventures. So we're kind of a community and research-driven VCs that trying to bridge the Asian developers to the Western kind of infrastructures, and we actually are focusing on investing into early stage and super early stage projects. So basically, for all the projects we invested in, almost I would guess. 70% of them are actually from the seed or pre-seed stage, so the first round of fundraising. And then what we're trying to do as our mission is we actually want to become the guidance or helper for all the entrepreneurs who want to actually explore something, the new continent in the Web3 world. So basically we want to provide something that's valuable for them, not only just the money. For example, we're actually helping them to build tokenomics, and that's one of the great, I would say, maybe the value we could bring to the entrepreneurs. I think partially it's because right now for almost all the entrepreneurs in the Web3 world, they're coming from a pure tech background. But like for me, I'm from a tech background, but I actually, have my master and study more in a kind of like a finance background. So basically, I think we should combine the two kind of set of knowledge together in order to build a great tokenomics. And definitely for those people who only have economics backgrounds, they cannot understand the basics or the logic of especially a tech-driven company or tech-driven project. So I think that's what we are aiming for and what we're specialized at. Yeah, please. Okay, so like I said, we want to build the Asian Western and the app infra bridge for Web3. So right now, I think we already raised the third fund. So we just closed it last week. It's a 100 million fund. So half of the fund will be deployed to infrastructure projects. I would say that maybe I would say Western developers are more good at infrastructure projects, but on the other hand, the Asian developers, or especially where I come from, the Chinese developers are so good at building mass adoption apps. So basically another 50% will be allocated to the app developers. And what we want to do from a strategic point of view is for all the infrastructure projects, we want to ask them what kind of ecosystem we want to build and what kind of projects you're looking for. So we'll introduce all the other portfolio companies from our portfolio, from our investment, to try to bridge them, to help them to find the best infrastructures they could. And on the other hand, when we are actually talking to the Chinese or the Asian-based developers, we see a trend that a lot of great talents coming from Web 2 to Web 3. And they're leaving Web 2 because they're tired of all this big corporations taking charge of everything and the centralization. And when they come into Web 3, the first thing they're going to face, or the first difficulties they're going to face is they do not understand the full stack or the tech stack of Web 3. They are kind of looking for which are the best layer 1s to build on. Which are the best layer 2s? Or is there any databases? Is there any decentralized databases? Is there any kind of toolings I could use? So basically, we'll give them the knowledge because we already kind of, during our 6 years of investment, we already invested in great couple of infrastructure projects. So we'll give them kind of like a map, help them to navigate. Okay, go there and try to just utilize the different features on different infrastructures. So right now we're managing 250 mil assets, and we already have 80 plus different portfolios. And like I said, we already have more than 60 years of experiences, and I think that's another important thing for a VC, that is you go through, you already went through winters, already went through bearish market and bullish market. And that's why we're not so excited about all the hypes out there. You know what I mean when I'm talking about the hypes, and those other ecosystems are not so organically growing. And maybe organized by some VCs with a pump and dumps, kind of thing. So basically what we are looking at is, yeah, next slide. Yeah, and one thing to add that we're a huge Arweave ecosystem supporter. We already invested in, right now it's 10, but I just listed 9 here. And sorry, EverFinance, I just don't know that you're changing to everVision. So I gotta change the slides later. So yeah, from the infrastructure point of view, like Meson Network, QuailDB, RIO, to apps like RDrive and Accord. So basically, I think that actually shows our attitude and support to the whole Arweave ecosystem. Next slide, please. Yeah, so why Arweave? I think it's very, very simple. Actually, this slide, sorry, the last 3 slides, you can see it. It's actually from my assistant, right? So it's not me who's making this, but this slide is actually me. I'm doing this because I truly believe that why we support or we select Arweave is because of the 3 simple things. One, it's useful, right? Because right now, when I talk, like when I'm outside the door and talking to some of the other projects, and they often ask me, why you're so interested in Arweave? It's just a storage network, right? So I said, you're wrong. You do not know that right now Arweave is actually a complete layer 1 solution. You can build all types of things on Arweave, not just using it as a metadata storage for your NFTs. You can have atomic NFTs minted directly on Arweave. You can have smart contract on Arweave, and everybody says, which layer is more kind of like layer 1, and it's very, very useful. You can do all the things together on Arweave, like only on Arweave. And also, another one is scalable. So basically, everyone out there is talking about modular blockchains and talking about data availability layer, everything. Everyone's talking about this. But Arweave is actually doing this, I think, from like 2 years before or 3 years before, right? So we already built a modular blockchain. Like every layer on Arweave is actually modular. And we can support the data availability layer. We actually can be the data availability layer ourselves, right? So, and the third one is the most important thing, that is organic. So I've never seen a project or an ecosystem before that's as organic as Arweave. So basically, right now I see, because I feel a little bit kind of like the vibe in the ecosystem or in the community, it's kind of like the super early stage of Ethereum. So basically, everyone is working on their jobs and trying to find what is the missing link here. What else should I build on top of Arweave? And there's no competition. Everyone is friendly. Everyone is actually talking to everyone else about, OK, if you build that, I'll go the other direction. I don't want to compete directly with you. So everyone's happy. So as an investor, I do like some ecosystem like this. For example, if I invest in some other ecosystem, I don't want to mention the name, but I don't know when they're going to dump. And I don't know when they're going to pump, right? Although I may make money, but I will not fall asleep at night because I don't know when the bubble going to burst, right? But for Arweave, I can sleep soundly at night because I know that it's growing so organically that you just need to contribute to the ecosystem, and it's fine. And you can just go together with, like growing together with the ecosystem, and it's OK. So that's why I think Arweave ecosystem is one of my best choice when I'm actually opening my second fund. Actually, it's when we begin to invest into Arweave ecosystem. Yeah, sorry, next. Yeah, and also another thing is like I want to describe Arweave in my mind or in our mind is I may want to give the definition of backbone of Web3. Why is I think all the Web3 things is all about how user can control your data, where your data is stored. Can you actually get access to your data, or will someone actually steal your data, or your data get lost, right? So basically, I think Arweave is all about this. So I want to say Arweave is actually the backbone of Web3 because it gives you 100% secure, permanent storage of your data. And I think, you don't want to actually, for some important data of yours, you don't want to put it somewhere, and if you forgot to pay the rent, you know which project I'm saying, and then you lost your data, right? So I don't want to actually store my data on some networks like that. So I think in our minds, we actually think there's a lot of different layers upon Arweave. So on the bottom is Arweave, And you can have smart contract layer upon Arweave, and that's the most interesting thing is I know that SmartWeave is actually created by the team, but actually Redstone is doing another very, very great technology, and I have never seen anything like this in other layer ones, that smart contract layer is actually developed by some other team rather than just the original team, right? So I think it's very interesting. And also, the database layer, like we invested in QuellDB, right? And upon that, you have decentralized indexing and gateway layer, like what RIO is doing. And off-chain computation and scaling layer like SCP, like what everfinance and everVision is doing, and decentralized CDN layer like Meson network, and then you have toolings. I think community labs are actually more focusing on incubate some projects like in this layer, and you have apps layer like RIO and Accord, so who is building very useful things for like directly to the users, to the end user. So I think it's a perfect tech stack, and everybody's actually trying to fit in for their own layer. And yeah, I think that also shows us the how we are mapping the whole ecosystem, and how you can actually name each of the project and mapping it to each of the layer, right? That actually shows all of our portfolios in the Arweave ecosystem. Yeah, and thanks. I know it's short, but welcome to the party, and let's have fun tonight to enjoy the evening. Thanks.